The power of this plant, Japanese knotweed, is absolutely phenomenal. And it's quite a pretty thing. You can eat the tips, like a rhubarb type tasting plant, but we won't be eating ours because I'm eradicating it, hopefully. So here's my sea of knotweed. I've chopped it down at the moment, but there's loads and loads and loads of it. Lots of little shoots coming up. And we're keeping it down, and then we're going to let it grow a bit taller, and then we're going to poison it when the sap starts to decline. But at the moment in the spring, we're just letting it get its shoots up and use as much energy as possible. So we're going to go round here now and see what other work we've been doing. So it's a bit of a four-pronged attack, and it's a mixture of poisoning, digging out, weeding out, cutting down, and just keeping on control. So Simon's rotivated all of this. I've got some video to show you of that. I've been digging that out.
Hello. So we're fighting the knotweed, which is going to be a big job. It's going to take years. But one of the things we knew when we bought the house, and probably helped us get it at a good price, was the back garden was essentially a field of knotweed. I'll show you in a minute. But we're everyone has a different idea, it seems. We looked into this, and you can poison it, you can dig it if you've got a bloody JCB, you can cut it, you can cover it. Nothing seems to work definitively apart from literally digging out to a depth of maybe 10 foot, sort of 2.5 meters. Literally with a big full-size JCB and coming out, and then I don't know what they do with the soil afterwards. I mean, they do this on building sites and they take it away. Clearly not going to be an option for us.
We started with one of the denser bits. And the bit closest to the workshop, which we really didn't want to getting any closer. Fortunately, it's not anywhere near the house, but there was a tiny bit there, but we managed to poison that. That was just a bit that they'd obviously moved recently. They probably just carried it on their boots or something. But anyway, we've dug it out, and then we've been rotavating it. This part here, and just going through. Now, I know some people might come on and say, oh, this is a really bad idea because you're going to break it up and you're going to make hundreds of root cuttings. But the point is that we've got an absolute infestation of it. And where we've rotavated it now, I did it last week or the week before, and we get little shoots up, and you can just put a trowel in and pull them out. And I think what you've got to be is you've got to be more stubborn than the plant, and you've got to eventually starve it to death. So we're just going to keep pulling it out. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. It might not work out, but we're just going to do this patch for now. We'll keep cutting back where it is over there, and if this works, we'll gradually just creep up the garden. It'll probably take 5 years. It doesn't matter, there's no rush. And we will, we should eventually get rid of it. So anyway, that's knotweed battles round 1. We dug it all out as far as possible, and if you look just round here, you'll see this pile. That is all pretty much entirely knotweed root. We've as far as possible shaken the earth off it, and it's rained quite a bit on that because we've done this over the last sort of 6 weeks. So it's been washed through, and you can see where it's all cheerfully growing again on top, but it doesn't matter because it's all on top of that tarp. That is what's come out of just that area there that is like I say, maybe 20 foot. So what you get, trusty pickaxe. I'll find it now. Here we go. You get roots. This one, oh my god, we just found a snake as well.
Oh,
See him there?
yeah.
I won't dig that bit anymore.
Is that a common grass snake?
I think he might, I don't know.
Didn't see his eyes.
I think I've worried him more than he's worried me. Anyway. Well, there we
Maybe
are.
not that one.
Bit of extra entertainment. Yeah, I don't know, that's not a very good example. We won't find one now, will we? I thought that was a big worm.
I've been chasing that poor thing round the garden.
Yeah, here we go. You get these little shoots, and look at that. They grow off that, you'd think that was a tree root.
and then it'll chase along sometimes and throw up new shoots. It's not so strong here because it's probably having to compete with the tree, you know, with the holly and the trees and so on. But here we are, there's another, looks like a little tiny bit of plant, and you've got it coming off of that root. So we've dug all that out of this bit. Now we're going to rake it over. Might put some spuds in, but we're probably not going to do a lot with it, and we'll just, every time the little bits come up, we'll just put the spade in and hoik them out. And then we'll gradually work our way out the garden, clearing it, if this works out well, rotivating it and so on. But we don't want to start spraying poison around. It doesn't work very well anyway, quite honestly. Or we did poison a little bit by the house last year, but it was so weak that it just finished it off. Some of these little outliers, you can just you can chop them off and drip poison down the stems so it doesn't spray around. And you can also put it onto the leaves even with a sponge or something at the end of the season in about September. Apparently that's the best time and it'll soak into the roots. So we'll probably do some of these outliers then. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. But anyway, I mean, we've taken all that root out. The thing with a plant like this is full of energy. It's all in the roots. That's all very starchy kind of roots. And so we've got all of that out, and to me that has to weaken it, has to slow it down. And we haven't had much that's come back up in this bit over the last 4 weeks, and it comes back in a week. So there we are, I shall crack on.